Welcome to Portsmouth Now. I'm your host, Rob Lauer. Well, autumn is here. The air is going crisper, the days are getting shorter, but that doesn't mean there's any let up here in Portsmouth when it comes to special events and holiday celebrations. In fact, this month there are Halloween events galore taking place. And on today's show, we're going to take a look at just a few of them, as well as a look at a free musical event at Willett Hall and the city's 2013 Coast Guard celebration. All of that is coming up right now on this episode of Portsmouth Now. Welcome to Portsmouth Now. October is the month for Halloween, and throughout the city there are Halloween events taking place. Now, one of the biggest events for Halloween is Museum Madness, and I'm joined by Corey Staten, who is an educator at the museums of Portsmouth. Welcome, Corey.
Thanks, Rob.
So tell us, what is Museum Madness for those of us who don't know?
Well, Museum Madness is one time of the year where the museum really lets its ghouls and goblins out. We invite people to come out in costume and just have a lot of fun. This year we're doing something a little bit added. The week prior to, on October the 18th, we're going to have the Core Theater Ensemble come do an evening with Edgar Allan Poe called Friday Night Frights. That's for our more mature audience, ages 13 and up. It's going to be an after-hours event at the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center, and it's you can get more information on the website about that event, just like you can any other event.
Okay, is that something? Is there a charge for that, I suppose?
Yes, there is. There's a $3 advance ticket purchase price up until October the 15th. Then it'll be $5 at the door. The benefit to our museum members, they can purchase their tickets even up until the day of the event for $2.
Wow, that sounds cool. That is a nice addition. Now, the traditional Museum Madness, which is usually, is that the Saturday before Halloween?
Yes, it starts on the 25th with the Old Town Ghost Walk tours. And each evening, from the 25th to the 26th, they're going to have a pumpkin lighting at dusk each night. So we're going to invite people to come out and carve pumpkins. And then on the 25th and 26th at dusk, we'll go ahead and light those. And they'll be in the courtyard of the Portsmouth Arts and Cultural Center. On that Saturday at 2 o'clock, Sky Zents and the Gents, good band, local band from here, they're going to be doing the Monster Mash. And at 2 o'clock, you can start mashing it up with Sky Zents. You can do a parade out into the courtyard, and then she'll perform with her band until 5 p.m. Down at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard Museum, the light ship turns into the fright ship for a day, and the Moody Crew Pirates will be invading the light ship, turning it into the fright ship.
That's always a lot of fun.
Always a lot of fun to have the Moody Crew Pirates there. And then we'll have a Catherine Fisher. She's going to be a pirate storyteller, pirate stories and shipwreck stories at the Portsmouth Naval Shipyard Museum throughout the day down there, as well as crafts. A lot of the big fun that people like to come for is going to be, of course, at the Children's Museum, where all day long there'll be Halloween-related activities, crafts, and different activities that we'll be doing throughout the day. And the amazing Crindle, the magician, the magician, I don't want to oversell him, but the magician will be there, and he'll be performing at 2:30 and at 5 o'clock because, of course, we're going to have extended hours that weekend.
So how late do the hours go on the weekend for the Children's Museum? They get into the evening?
It goes into the evening. Like I said, it goes until 6 o'clock, and when they start the trick-or-treating. Okay,
and that now trick-or-treating, that's the safe trick-or-treating that's done every year?
Yes, safe trick-or-treating is sponsored by the Old Town Business Association. You know, all the Old Town Business Association members, most of them will actually have the kids can come in with their costumes and trick-or-treat there, safe trick-or-treating for a couple of hours that day.
Wow, it sounds like a lot of fun. It always is, especially the pumpkin carving and all of that, and all those competitions and the kids in their costumes. Well, great. You'll be in there, I guess, doing crafts and everything yourself as an educator?
Yes, we'll be working crafts. There'll be some slimy touch boxes that you'll have going on.
Always a good thing.
Yeah, we'll be making different different types of things related to the decor and the spirit of Halloween.
Well, great. Sounds like a lot of fun. Thanks for joining us and telling us all about it.
Thank you.
Get caught buzz driving, and you could do some hard time.
Craig, knock it off. Sorry, Mom.
It could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. And that could set you back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the right seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Welcome back to Portsmouth Now and our look at special events coming up over the next month. With the Halloween season upon us, it's time for Port Norfolk's second annual Booyah 5K and Little Monsters Fun Run, which will be held on Saturday, October 19th. Port Norfolk is known for having amazing Halloween decorations and friendly residents. Well, except for those pesky zombies that keep popping out along the race route. This race is a blast and a great incentive to whittle your middle before the holidays. Oh, and did I mention the post-race party? Featuring yummy food trucks, huge raffle prizes, and costume contests for everyone. The race benefits the Port Norfolk Civic League and the Food Bank of Southeastern Virginia. Those who brave this uniquely challenging race will zoom past some crazy, spooky, and amazing houses, including the infamous Maryland Mansion, which draws hundreds of thrill seekers each year with its incredible Halloween displays. Prepare to be wowed. While Halloween can be scary, hunger is really scary. That's why all racers are asked to bring along non-perishable food items for the food bank. Each donated item will qualify you for entrance into a special raffle drawing for some really spooktacular items. Do a good deed for a worthy cause, get some exercise, and maybe win a great prize. Who could ask for more? And also come dressed as a ghost, a ghoul, or a vampire, or a monster, or your favorite cartoon character. An award will be given for the best costume. Oh, and don't forget Fido. This year there will also be a doggy costume contest. So come out for some fun and games at Port Norfolk's second annual Booyah 5K and Little Monsters Fun Run on Saturday, October 19th. Pre-registration for runners begins at 7:30 a.m. The fun run will start at 8:30 and the Booyah 5K will begin at 9 a.m. For more information, visit the event's website at www.booyah5k.com. Port Norfolk isn't the only neighborhood in Portsmouth being haunted this Halloween season. The 33rd annual Old Town Ghost Walk takes place on Friday night, October 25th, beginning at 7 p.m., come rain or shine. Participants will be treated to some of the most haunting stories of Portsmouth's past. Guides take guests on a walk past the haunted houses and mansions of Old Town, and at each house on the tour, costumed actors retell the legends of ghostly visitations and things that go bump in the night. Tours begin in the graveyard of Trinity Episcopal Church at the corner of Court and High Streets, and they last about 45 minutes, ending at Middle Street Park, where hot cider will be served along with live entertainment and more. The price is only $10, and there's plenty of free parking in city garages throughout Old Town. For more information on the Old Town Ghost Walk, call 525-0318 or visit www.portsmouthghostwalk.com. Halloween is the time for creepy crawlies. That brings a lot of things to mind, ghosts, bats, things that go bump in the night. But out at Hoffler Creek Wildlife Preserve, that means something a little bit different, doesn't it?
It really does, because Hoffler Creek Wildlife Preserve is a really unique feature here in Portsmouth. We are a 142-acre urban wildlife preserve, which is really unique in itself. But a lot of the animals and a lot of the creatures that people associate with the Halloween time of year and consider creepy crawlies are really unique and interesting animals. And so we are having a fall festival on October 27th. It's a family-friendly event. We encourage children to wear their costumes, and it's going to be a safe trick-or-treating event, and they can move through the preserve and trick-or-treat and learn about some of those creepy crawlies, such as crows, owls, things that people go, ooh, they're kind of scary, but they're really not. They're really cool creatures.
Are there a lot of them at Hoffler Creek?
Yes, we have a lot of these different things. We have snakes, and we have bats, and we have spiders, and but you know, a lot of times you don't see those things. A lot of those animals that people associate with Halloween are nighttime animals, and we won't really see many of those during the daytime, but we know they're there, and we hear them sometimes when we're there late at night. I heard an owl just last night.
Are there creepy crawlies like in the river itself that you'll be seeing this time, or is that more something you would show visitors in the summer and spring?
Well, I think still in late October we'll still be seeing some of the turtles. It really depends on how warm the fall is. So I'm hoping that we will still have some things out and about that people might be able to spy. And there's always birds. Birds that we can see. If we don't see the summertime birds at this time of year, we'll see some fall migratory birds that are unique to the area this time of year.
What are some of those birds?
Well, we have a lot of different waterfowl that'll move through this time of year, and a lot of raptors are migrating. So some of the hawks and things like that we might catch a glimpse of. They don't stay very long, but they do stop through and just take a rest, because Hoffler Creek is a nice wild area in the middle of all of the city. So it gives them a chance to stop and rest before they move on to where they're going.
Now tell us a little bit about Hoffler Creek, exactly where it's located. I have been back here since 2008. Until last year, I didn't know it existed, and I grew up, a mile away from it. But this is out in Churchland, towards the back of Churchland.
It is.
So for those who would have no idea where it is and would want to come, where do they go exactly?
Sure. Well, the physical address is 4510 Twin Pines Road, and we are in the area of Churchland that's very close to the Craney Island.
Okay.
If you are on 164, you get off at the Town Point Road exit and just follow Town Point Road to Twin Pines Road. Follow it back to the big right-hand curve, and we are just on the left as you hit that right-hand curve towards River Shore Road.
It's really unique because it's all suburbs back there and
It is.
newer housing developments, and then you turn this curve, and what used to be just woods
Right.
is now this beautiful place.
It is. It's a really unique environment and very special. It's the best kept secret in Portsmouth as far as I'm
agree.
concerned. Like I said, it's 142 acres. We have salt marshes, we have woods, and we have big, huge lake in the middle of the property. And so we see lots of different types of animals on the lake. We see muskrats and otters, and we have fish and turtles. In the woods we see deer, and sometimes we see raccoons and foxes. And then in the salt marshes we have all of the beautiful, big, majestic wading birds, and sometimes we see bald eagles. So it's really a special place.
And I guess this time of year, the fall leaves changing.
Oh, yes. Yes.
That's my favorite time of
I
year.
know, me too. We're getting the reds and the golds, and we're seeing those colors coming out. And I think this year, because we've actually had a fall, it's going to be it'll be spectacular. It's going to be a spectacular display.
But now, the Fall Festival itself, now give us that date and
Okay,
the time again?
that is going to be on October 27th, and it starts at 1 p.m. and it ends at 4 p.m. when the preserve closes.
Okay.
So, and again, it's very family friendly. We'll have hot chocolate and cider for sale, and kids will be able to come in and do crafts, and they'll learn about things like the creepy crawlies, like snakes and crows and maybe some vultures.
And they can wear costumes?
They can wear their costumes. We just ask that people don't wear masks because we want it to be a happy time for everybody, and sometimes the little guys get a little scared when they see masks, so we're hoping people won't wear masks, but I invite parents and children alike to dress up and come in and have some fun.
That sounds great. Now, throughout the year, what are the hours at Hoffler Creek? Is it open 6 days a week, 5 days a week, just weekends?
We're open 6 days a week from 10 until 4 on Tuesday through Sunday. And that is our year-long hours. There may be some special times we're closed over the holidays, so it's always best to check during those times. But we are open all year round. And actually, fall and winter are some of the very best times to come out to Hoffler Creek, because the bugs aren't there anymore, the humidity's not there anymore, the heat's not there anymore. All you have is beautiful wild areas and open trails to stroll.
Now, during the summer and spring, during warm weather, I know you have like kayaking and things?
We do.
Does that continue into the fall as well?
No, the kayaking season has actually ended.
Okay.
We close that down when the air and the water temperatures get a little too cool, but it'll open up as soon in spring as we can, usually no later than the end of April. Okay. So, because we're always excited to get people still on the water.
Yeah. So if people want more information, is there a number they can call, or is there a website they can visit?
Sure. Well, people can find us very easily on Facebook and on Twitter, but we have a website that is www.hofflercreek.org, and then our phone number is area code 757-686-8684.
All right. Well, thank you, Helen,
Thanks,
for coming
Rob.
out and telling us all about it.
Sure. Thank you.
Not every event that takes place this month is Halloween themed. At Willett Hall on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, October 18th through the 20th, audiences will have a chance to see the musical play The Color Purple for free. The novel The Color Purple by acclaimed writer Alice Walker won the 1983 Pulitzer Prize for Literature. In 1985, the novel became the basis for the hit film directed by Steven Spielberg, the film which overnight made stars out of Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey. In 2005, Oprah Winfrey herself produced a Broadway musical version of the story, which ran on Broadway until 2008. This month, a production of that musical will be presented for 3 nights at Willett Hall. And here's Valora Baskerville to tell us more about it. Valora, welcome to Portsmouth Now. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
So I'm interested. Now we have this production of The Color Purple coming into Willett Hall. Tell us more about that.
It's actually the Broadway show, Color Purple. We have a group, the Source of Joy Productions Theatricals, that is goes around the country and brings Broadway shows to the hoods. They call it Broadway in the Hood. And so this show is going to be October the 18th, 19th, and 20th. It'll be 4 shows. A possibility of over 8,000 Portsmouth residents and Hampton Roads residents to see The Color Purple for free.
For free?
It's a free show,
So do you call ahead of time? Do you get tickets? Do you go online somewhere, or do you just show up?
There's going to be a lot of tickets given away on radio stations and over the television, and then we'll have some tickets available at the box office 2 hours each day before showtime.
Okay, what time are the shows?
The shows are on the 18th, we have a 7 p.m. show. On the 19th, we have a 2 p.m. show and a 7 p.m. And then on the 20th, we have a 3 p.m. show.
Okay, so show up 2 hours at Willett Hall beforehand,
Yes.
and if there are any tickets available?
Whatever, yes, we will have some tickets available that day, but try your luck and try to get some on the radio stations and TV stations as well.
Well, this is great. I mean, usually you would pay a lot of money to see this show.
Absolutely.
And it just closed on Broadway recently,
Yes.
and so I know the national tour is pretty expensive when you go see that.
Yes, so it is a very nice opportunity for our residents, and it's going to be really big. We have all of the cast auditioned here in the area, so we have some of the best singers and everything in the Hampton
great.
Roads area that will be participating in this show.
It's a really good show, too. I've
Yes.
seen it. Well, now, what else do you have coming up at Willett Hall this fall?
This fall, well, we have a hip-hop concert, October the 5th, Rich Homie Quan, and then November the 10th, Portsmouth Community Concerts will be having their second in their series of shows, Cirque Zuma Zuma. It's an African-American circus, so all the tall walkers, the tumbling and everything, a nice circus right here in Portsmouth on the Willett Hall stage.
It's great.
Yes.
Anything coming up during the holidays? And it's a little early to think about that, but
Yes, well, we do. You know, the City of Portsmouth does the Old Town Holiday Music Festival. That's December the 14th. That's going to be right downtown, High Street, the 100 to the 700 blocks. A family day, bring the kids out. It's going to be beautiful sounds of music and all types of fun things for the kids to do and family. So come out that day also.
All right. In the meantime, though, Color Purple is, give us the times and dates again.
Color Purple, Willett Hall, October 18th, 19th, and 20th. On the 18th, we'll have a 7 p.m. show. On the 19th, we'll have a 2 p.m. and a 7 p.m. show. And on the 20th, we'll have a 3 p.m. show.
And show up 2 hours ahead of time if you want free tickets.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks so much for
Thank
joining
you.
us, Valora. When we return to Portsmouth Now, we'll get a preview of this year's Coast Guard Day celebration. So stay tuned.
Thanks for calling the GED Pep Talk Center. Jerry Stiller speaking. Your level 7 in-your-face pep talk.
I can keep pushing. Believe me, I'm good at it.
Once you've got your GED diploma, you'll feel so good about yourself.
You tell him.
Mr. Trejo, can I transfer this guy to you? He needs something a little more.
Persuasive.
Yes.
Whatever motivation you need, we've got a pep talk for you. Get your GED pep talk and find free classes at yourged.org.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Welcome back to this episode of Portsmouth Now. The city of Portsmouth has had a centuries-long connection with the Coast Guard. In 2009, Portsmouth became the only city in Virginia to be designated as an official Coast Guard city, an honor that it shares with only 13 other cities nationwide. On November 2nd, the first Saturday in November, Portsmouth's annual Coast Guard Day celebration will be held outside the Entellus Pavilion. To find out more, I recently sat down with some of the folks planning this great day-long event. Let's meet them and hear what they had to tell us.
I'm Lieutenant Scott McBride, the 5th Coast Guard District External Affairs Officer. And basically my role in this whole Coast Guard City planning is to provide a liaison to the city as they plan this wonderful event coming up in November for the Coast Guard.
I am LaVoris, Pace Director of Marketing and Communications with the City of Portsmouth, and my role in planning for Coast Guard City 2013 is just to do overall promotions and marketing and advertising.
I'm Terry Danaher, and I'm a volunteer with the Portsmouth Mayor's Military Affairs Committee and Ports Events.
I'm Nancy Perry, Director of Museums for the City of Portsmouth, and I'm working with a group for Coast Guard Day celebration, which is in November this year.
We have been celebrating for 3 years in August around the Coast Guard's birthday, but one of the things that has been learned during that time is there are a lot of other cities that celebrate around the Coast Guard's birthday.
This year it moved to November, and it's a wonderful date because this is a 4th anniversary of our designation as Coast Guard City, which was in November.
Portsmouth is the 9th designated Coast Guard city. It was designated in 2009 on November 17th.
We got word through the museums that there was such a thing as an official Coast Guard city that was based on a relationship with the Coast Guard over the years. And since we've been pretty much involved with Coast Guard since about 1791, we thought we would take advantage of it.
To become a Coast Guard city, cities apply for it. Because the Coast Guard and Portsmouth have such a long-standing history together, beginning approximately 200 years ago in 1820 with the first lightship being anchored right off of Craney Island, the city of Portsmouth has really supported the Coast Guard throughout the years and fostered this wonderful relationship.
We pulled together an application that turned out to be about 40 pages, and we threw in a couple of our coloring books because they had the Coast Guard featured on them. They were really kind of fun to include in this very serious packet.
The city put in an application to the Commandant. The Commandant has a board that reviews the application to see if they take the necessary measures to show that they support the Coast Guard and our service members here. And then once the Commandant approves, they send it to the appropriate congressional staffs, and once they approve, the Coast Guard designates this city a Coast Guard city.
We sent it off in 2009, in spring of 2009, and in November they sent us word that we had received Coast Guard approval and congressional approval, and we were an official Coast Guard city.
Portsmouth and the Coast Guard have had a very, very long history together of supporting each other and growing up as a city and as an organization, the Coast Guard. And I think it's a perfect designation for the city. It continues to show the collaboration that we have, and it's building on our rich history.
Okay. Portsmouth is home to roughly 3,100 Coast Guard active duty reservists and civilian employees. We have several commands here located right here in Portsmouth to include the Lant Area Command, the 5th Coast Guard District, as well as Base Portsmouth, the C3 Sen and Sector Hampton Roads. So we have major commands here, right here in Portsmouth, and call Portsmouth home.
With the city of Portsmouth being the only official Coast Guard city in the Hampton Roads area, I mean, I think it's a great thing for us to have this festival. We've had it now for 3 years prior, and doing it this year is going to be an added benefit. One, of course, by the time this airs, the Eagle will have already come here and landed at the High Street, and so as a save the date kind of thing, or another event that's going to help solidify us as being an official Coast Guard city, we will have our Coast Guard celebration that's going to happen the first Saturday in November.
It's a special day because it really is a celebration to honor the relationship between the city and the Coast Guard. Obviously, the Coast Guard members who work here and serve here really enjoy the relationship that we do have. The local businesses here, the eating establishments, we have great partnership through the Partnership in Education program. So it's a nice way for the city to kind of give back to the Coast Guard and celebrate this nice relationship that we have here.
We have several different things going on, lots and lots of activities, everything from a walk that will kick it off. That's our sporty element this year. The walk is coming through the Healthy Portsmouth initiative. They've been working very carefully, very closely with our Parks and Recs department over the past few years. And the whole idea is to really push for health and fitness here in Portsmouth. And of course, the Coast Guard is very interested in health and fitness, so it was a sort of natural fit to ask them to join us on this and to kick off the whole day by this walk. So it's not a very long walk. I think it's about 1.5 miles, basically down the seawall or down the street and back up the seawall. We're hoping, bands, so there'll be music at various points along the way to keep people charged and moving. And then we'll end up back at the Angelus Pavilion where all the festivities will be, and there will be bands there who will be continuing the music and the festivities, which will kick off, I believe, around 11, well, maybe around noon by that time. So it should be a really nice opening to the event and get people kind of charged up and ready to have a good time.
We have lots of fun family activities going on, including face painting, pony rides, a number of bounce houses. The Coast Guard will have a mural there that the kids can paint. The Children's Museum will be doing bubble activities. We have a trackless train. We have an area where they can do sumo wrestling. The Parks and Rec department has a number of activities that are going on also, of games, hula hoops, contests, and things like that.
We have children's events, we have all kinds of things going on for adults that are competitive, and my baby in all this is it's the first responders barbecue and slaw throwdown. And we have done this 3 times now, and every year it just gets better and better, and it's basically a competition. We have, when we say first responders, we're talking about Coast Guard, of course, because they are first responders. We invite the Navy to participate because we have a large naval population here, of course, and we have our firefighters and our police department and our sheriff's department, and we have our restaurants. And we typically have 10 to 12 different teams competing, and they cook the barbecue and they come up with their creative slaws and they bring them and heat them up. And we have judges. We've had Andy Fox as part of our judge panel. We have typically Lorraine Eaton has been really helpful because she's a terrific food writer. She's written several cookbooks too, and she's been part of our panel of judges. We typically have 3 judges and they taste everything. We have a People's Choice Award. And it's just a lot of fun. We have music and lots of food, and although we do tell the teams 1 ounce of barbecue and 1 ounce of slaw for everybody, because if you're going around to 10 or 12 tables, you're dealing with a lot of food by the end of that. But our teams are very competitive and they just pile it on, so I've never managed to make it through more than 4. I've never gotten past 4, and then I'm stuffed. And we sell drinks there, and there's music and tons of food and lots of conversation. We
have a couple things for adults. We have an area where we'll have 3 bands. Jesse Chong starts at 11 o'clock. More Cowbell starts at 1:30, and Strictly Business starts at 3:30. The event goes from 11 to 5 at Angelus and the festival park outside of Angelus.
Okay. We are actually ordering very good weather for November 2nd, so we want everybody to come out and see what we're up to and listen to the music and eat the barbecue and have fun.
We want everybody to come to Portsmouth and love it. That includes Coasties.
We would invite everybody to come down with their families and enjoy a fun-filled day of children's activities, family activities, and music.
Coast Guard City is Saturday, November 2nd. We hope that you come out here and enjoy the festivities, come out and see your local Coast Guard, and come out and say thank you, and I think it should be a fun time.
That's it for our show today. Every month there are dozens of special events taking place throughout the city of Portsmouth. To find out about any of them, simply log on to www.portsvaevents.com and then come to Portsmouth, where if you give us a day, we'll give you a vacation. I'm Rob Lauer. Join me next time for another episode of Portsmouth Now.